Hello everybody. Today I have an opportunity to meet with another one of my viewers, and he gracefully offered to show me his 2001 Signature Series Town Car, and you can kind of see them both side by side. We will do another video as a comparison, but for right now we're going to focus on this one. It's a very good condition, very low mileage vehicle. We're going to explore more of it as kind of the video develops. And I tell you, I am on record saying this is not my most favorite body style. But just because it's not my most favorite body style doesn't mean I don't like the cars. It's just if given the opportunity, to choose one, I might choose a different one. But I still appreciate these vehicles. I still love them. And I'm very excited to have the opportunity to film one of these things and share them with the world. So let's kind of take a look. We're going to do a quick walk around. I do have the owner just staying outside the range of the camera, but he agreed to kind of fill in the gaps. Obviously, I don't know everything there is to know about these vehicles, but I'm just excited for the opportunity to film and kind of see the differences. I mean, obviously it looks very different. Well, I shouldn't say very different. It looks a little different than this, but I mean, you guys know me. I'm not very mechanically kind of inclined. I don't know all the little differences in the engine and the transmission. But what I do know is the styling, the interior, exterior. That's kind of my stuff. And this is the Signature Series. So that's the one right underneath the Cartier. So it doesn't have all the flashy bits and pieces, but it has just about every luxury kind of bit and piece here and there. And I think he just mentioned that it just barely turned over 20,000 miles, which, I mean, it's probably, let's see, I'm trying to think. Is this the lowest mileage town car that I've ever filmed? Maybe right in there. Maybe if not the lowest mileage, maybe the second most lowest mileage. And man, I'm excited to see how these wheels do not have any corrosion on them. Got pretty much brand new tires. Oh, the chrome on this thing is amazing. And man, look at this. Yeah, and this is the era where they had the red in their symbols. And it's interesting to see kind of a thinner star than they would later on. They would fatten up the star in the future models. So okay. So this comes from an era where I think this and the Lincoln Continental kind of looked somewhat kind of similar, which I never really understood. The whole Continental from this era, and then the town car being in there, kind of how they slotted together. And I think right around this time, did they still have like the Mark 8, or did the Mark 8? You see, now I'm asking and I'm thinking from this era.
I believe the Mark 8 was still around.
Yeah,
in,
but
the late 90s actually. I think the Mark 8 was there in 97 at least. If I'm not mistaken, it took over from the Mark 7, which was produced through the late 80s, I believe.
All right, I'm gonna have to look this up, but what I'm kind of where I'm going with this is they had this whole modernization, kind of this new styling with the thinner headlights. They try to get away for a short period of time from some of the, an old person's car, so they got rid of the hood ornament, although plenty of other manufacturers kept it. I mean, Mercedes had the hood ornament. Cadillac had the hood ornament, so I don't know kind of where their designers were going with this, but the little thin headlights, smaller grille, not so squarish, especially when compared to like the older Grand Marquis town cars and so forth. But they obviously kept a lot of the pizzazz and styling of the older vehicles. All right, so I like the chrome. Actually, I'm gonna try not to have the direct comparison with my car, but because I want to keep this for another video, but I can't help myself to kind of notice it. All right, let's quickly take a look on the inside. And once again, being a Signature Series, you do have the heated seats here, the memory. All right, and I love the fact that the older vehicles had way more stars. So they got stars there. They got two in the back on both headlights. It's very, oh my God, it smells new. It smells new in here. Okay, whoever is watching this, when was the last time you smelled a new car from 20 years ago? I'm doing this right now. Too bad we don't have like smell-o-vision on YouTube, because I would love to pass this on. Now my car still smells like leather. Believe it or not, it still has whatever chemicals they put in the leather for tanning. It's still there, but my car does not smell like new car anymore. This one smells like a new car. I can't believe it. So see, this is where they would still bother to put the trunk and the fuel on there. Oh, the chromed out stuff. I mean, it shows attention to detail. And I'm guessing by 2001, they weren't thinking about discontinuing these things. At least not at that point. You know, they still had a whole, well, they still had a whole 10 years ahead of them. So this is my favorite style of the steering wheel. I don't understand why they had to change it. I don't know if people complain too many buttons, but a lot of good functionality here. I mean, I can't believe I'm smelling a new town car. Wow. The seats, by the way, I mean, I'll get out and I'll show you the seat. The seats are also like new. I mean, this is a true time capsule. All right, you have, I'm assuming there's a CD changer in the trunk?
There's a CD changer in the trunk that holds 6.
Okay.
One of my disappointments is that this doesn't have the same CD player as the later series. However, it's the Alpine option, so this thing sounds really, really good.
Okay, all right, I'll trust you on that. We got, all right, what else we got? All right, so tape deck, and this is what I want. It's not modified. Now, I don't have any problems with people modifying their cars as their own property, but myself, like, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with not having a screen in front of me. You do have climate control. This is from an era where I always found it interesting, where they have like it's not a blank switch, but it's a blank space where it's almost like they went in and they're like, all right, let's give them dual climate control, but they're like, nope, let's hold off until the next generation. They just have like a blank space, which I always found very, very strange. But they did bother putting a town car there that they stopped putting on later on for whatever reason. Actually, both of our cars have like the similar layout where you have a double color, lighter and darker color on the dash, which I do like. All right, glove box. Actually, the glove box is identical. This is also interesting. So this is 2001 with a factory sunroof, which is great. But this is another interesting comparison. I have the same controls on mine, but then they went through this next generation where they had the console here, then they got rid of the console and they stuck this back. So it's like we're missing a generation between these two, but they have the same controls. See, they got rid of the second visor there on later models. Very nice. Okay, I'm guessing that this is, oh yeah, okay, so this is not factory. This is just an addition. Very nice.
The factory one is inadequate because
yes,
very limited as far as the size of the container that you can put there.
Yes, I can see that.
And so we just figured this is better because it's kind of like the later series. It's in a better spot and it's not prone to you know, tipping once I put the double face tape on it. Very true.
How did you match the color? I mean, it's almost like this thing was made for this thing.
Because the manufacturer was nice enough to send us 3 swatches to be able to figure out which one looked the best.
This
and that
is
one
nice.
matched very closely.
Okay, yeah. Very, I mean, it's exact. Wow. Okay, so the 6th seat, okay. I have a whole video about my thoughts on the 6th seat and how useful or sometimes not useful it is. All right, the console's a little different, but very nice. All right, let me get out here for a second. Let me show you this, folks. When is the last time you saw a town car seat from 20 years ago that looked like this? This is the way it left the factory. It's not sunk in. The leather is not damaged in any way. You got the stars here. I mean, this is amazing. This is why I do these videos. Is to see and experience stuff like this. Sunroof was, I'm sure, was a pretty rare option. I rarely see a sunroof on these things.
I did have one on my 98 though.
You did?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
And one of the reasons I like this, aside from having to replace the cup holders because the originals were inadequate, I like that it doesn't have that screw in that door panel that causes so much trouble. Oh,
you mean the one in here for the later models?
That one.
So is it just clips in?
I
or
guess.
Is there anything else?
But I know...
Oh, no, in here. They do have the screws in here, like on the later models, but I guess they probably just have clips up on here.
And it also doesn't have that automatic opener here that causes trouble too.
Yes, it just has a simple spring loaded and okay, yep. Yeah, when I was shopping for my car, half of them were missing this thing and this thing would flop. So, guys, look at this. It still has some of the original like iodized stuff in here. It's not even like worn out or rusted out or anything like that. Here you go, 05 of 01. All right, Lincoln. So this was a little different than later on, but this whole thing in here, it's identical. They haven't even changed anything over here. All right, let's look in the back for a minute. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Yep, these are chromed out. Wow. I wonder though, how do these straps are held in there? There's probably screws underneath this. Oh, yep, it's actually right there. I can see them. Because I always wonder, I mean, I'm guessing these do get loose every once in a while, but where the later design is kind of crappy because it screws in right in there, and as you pull it, you literally pull out the screw. This one has a little different spot. Huh. Okay. All right. Stars. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't smell like smoke, doesn't smell like anything. It just smells like a new town car would. All right. Wow. Okay. Yep, they still have that sunroof access door for to get to the motor. All right, well, let's take a look under the hood. And is it okay if I pop the trunk?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Even the buttons are chrome, so that's nice. All right, let's look in the trunk for a bit. Oh, I mean, the chrome is perfect here. Okay. Let's see, what is this?
I believe that's the subwoofer for the Alpine system.
Oh, wow, okay. Never seen one like that before. Huh, so it's interesting. In this generation, they put a subwoofer there. In the later generation, they put a motor for the automated, you know, trunk to open and close.
Yes.
But they got rid of the subwoofer. That's very interesting. All right, you can kind of see that the spare tire is pretty much new. All right, there's that 6-disc CD. Got the switch. The light fixture is different in this one for some reason, for the trunk. The later ones had it in here, but I understand I gotta catch myself, stop talking about the comparison. Leave that for another video. Oh, very nice. I guess somebody was trying to get out of this trunk at some point. any Carfax Mafia relation?
That's a good question.
Get me out of here. They actually ripped a little plastic. That's got to be the only one that I've ever seen with that thing actually not intact.
You might be right.
All right. Okay. If the Carfax says you know, the first owner, you got the redacted, you'll know. Okay. Is this one have sensors for the backup or no?
No, it doesn't.
It does not. Okay.
No, they waited until 2003 for that.
Okay. All right. And it's interesting how they, on this generation, they put Lincoln here, no town car anywhere.
Right. They well, you don't have to worry about the lettering falling off the trunk.
Very true. Very true. Yes. Well, but you do have the stars. I wish they kept the stars. You see, this is the generation where they weren't afraid of the star. They weren't trying to rebrand themselves or anything. They were just, hey, this is our symbol. You know, let's stick it everywhere.
And I did miss that when I sold the 98, that the 2004 did not have that elaborate license plate surround with the Lincoln embossed in the surround.
Yep. Yep. Oh, very nice, very cool. Plus, this generation, I mean, it had a lot more of these, like, you know, the signature was like written in a certain way. You have, okay, there, stars, okay, and try to look on mine. Yep, that's the same. The keypad, I never understood why they couldn't color match this thing. I mean, it just looks out of place.
Yes.
Or, you know, put it at least here, like they're doing now. Actually, they're putting the stuff here where it kind of blends in. I'm not saying that the technology exists, but this is, I always found this weird, like kind of red car, this is black, or a white car. All right, yep, they put the town car there. I've seen most of the stuff, most of these badges from when I visit junkyards, 99.9% of them are taken off because they fall off and people want spares.
Exactly.
All right, so let's look underneath the hood. There you go. Yep, it's a little different. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking inside of the cleanest engine compartment I've seen. Wow. All right, they put a town car here. That's interesting. Wow. Now the owner, he just bought it, what, about a month ago, you said?
I'd say about a month ago.
About a month ago, okay. So this is still the original dealership job?
Yes, it is.
All right. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm seeing a little retrofit from probably one of the previous owners.
It must be.
Okay, so look at this. So to protect this thing from self-destructing with flood, they put some sort of like a, wow, this is metal. I thought this was plastic. They actually bent this. It's some sort of a, I don't know, fence or a screen. They zip tied it and they bent it to the curvature of this cowl. Wow, that's a novel idea. Maybe I should do the same, but I wouldn't use like metal. I mean, I would use like a net or some sort. But wow, this is a high quality job. So to protect the leaves and the, you know, I mean, unless it's very small, it's not going to make its way in there. Look, it still has the little door flap. Mine fell off somewhere from 2006. All right, I'm assuming AC works, all that
Everything
stuff,
works,
no
yes.
problem. All right. Okay. All right. Well, let's start it up for a minute, and then we'll kind of show, and then maybe, because this video is already getting kind of long, we'll switch to another video for a driving experience. And look at this. You got the levels in here. Wow. I've never seen that. All right. Nice, quiet, good as new. I've never seen these before.
Yes.
Wow.
They were in that series, Lola. Makes it easy to handle.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Everything is nicely accessible. Wow, I've never seen that. So yeah. 4.6 liters. So this one I think developed 210 horsepower, and then later on they bumped it to 239, something like that. So
They might have, I'm not sure that this even has 210. It's a single exhaust.
oh, okay.
It may be 195.
Okay. Not that it really makes any difference.
You wouldn't really notice.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one, okay, got it. So this one being, I think this is the cruise control module that they later got rid of. So it's a cable driven. I've seen it on the 2004, I think, or 2003 model that I filmed. All right, well, let's do this. We're gonna end this video. It's already getting way too long, and we're gonna do another video of a driving experience where I drive this one. Ron will drive mine. We kind of will compare our notes, and we'll see you next time.